We're on the way to the hospital now because Hannah has a patient that needs blood. What does she have?
Severe anemia, and there's no blood at the blood bank, so no one wants to donate because they're scared to go to the hospital. So I asked my husband to give his blood.
So it's Mother's Day, and I thought it's part of making my mama proud to donate blood.
Being a doctor is being God's hands. To actually be in the front lines and being able to help people, it's really like a privilege, and I'm just really thankful that God placed me there.
A lot of people cheer frontliners as heroes, but I'm very proud to be married to one. Having a front row seat to walk with her during that time allowed me to also find joy in encouraging her, but ultimately it's the grace of God that helped her persevere. Oh, look at that. Oh,
We sent that? We sent those videos? Oh, that's embarrassing.
oh my goodness, look at that whale of a man. Obviously, I was a different shape at that video. I had to repent from America's #1 export, spam.
Spam?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's reminding us that we should go back to exercising.
Welcome to the Z and Hannah Show, where we deliver you straight up news for everybody's flow.
So healthcare workers actually have the option to stay in the hospital for those who don't want to expose their families to that risk. But for us, we decided to stick together. We cannot bear to be apart because he is my source of emotional support. It's something that I think that both of us decided that we are one, so we have to go through this as a couple.
I think for us, it's been paying off its dues. Being able to support each other and be together is a great plus at this time when we're experiencing some restrictions moving in and out of the home.
I was very thankful to have Zuriel with me because it was our time to just bond. But that's one thing that you will learn about Filipinos. We take strength from our community. So it's something that we value and treasure very deeply. But when you take that out and you have to be alone, somehow it really takes a toll on you as the days go by. Hello, I am Dr. Hannah. I used to work at the wellness center focusing on preventive care. But with the pandemic, I volunteered to be assigned in the COVID ICU. We work for 2 weeks and then we are off for quarantine for the next 2 weeks. I am not used to long hours anymore. It has been a battle. It's been physically, mentally, emotionally draining. I'm tired, I'm scared, and it's so lonely here, especially for the patients who don't have family by their side. Yeah, this was during the start of my COVID ICU duties. I've never had to be in full PPE like that. It was really crazy. And then being in the ICU alone for 24 hours, you're the only doctor there. That was very hard for me as well. And then all the patients, they're alone also, and their families cannot visit. That was very, very hard. We were all just doing the best that we could during that time.
It's not only the story she brought home, but it's just the total energy. So I see her leave the first couple of weeks strong and excited to help, but then come back every day being more drained than the previous day. That was really hard.
I'm 12 hours into my shift. So far today, we have one who expired, COVID positive. She was 56. And then one who is undergoing dialysis now. She's COVID positive. She's 23 years old. Some get better, some don't. So it's just hard because it's really, we don't really have control of who gets better and who doesn't.
Okay, sorry.
I'm back for another 2 weeks in the COVID ICU. I'm just feeling a bit anxious right now. So worried about what's happening with our country, with the cases. I have to remind myself constantly that God is my anchor. And I should not be afraid. And I just trust in Him. So it's what gets me through the day. I was really worried. It wasn't getting any better. It was just getting worse and worse. It was really traumatic for me, being in the ICU. It's like a very difficult place to be. You hear the alarms of the patient's monitors going out and the codes that we have to run. It's just, we're all really on the edge. So that was tough. First time I had to do the ICU, I was feeling anxious. But now I think I'm feeling depressed more than anything, so I'm not able to talk. I really feel that I'm so sad about everything. Like, when is this all gonna end? I miss traveling. I miss just being able to go out. Just, all the carefree things that we didn't think about before. Who would have thought this would happen worldwide? I'm just really sad. During that time, it was a time that was hard for me to, vlog, take any videos, because I didn't really have anything good to say. I was struggling with depression as well, so that was a hard time.
I think it was during that second wave when where I really got concerned, because I was thinking inside of myself that, my wife is fighting what she thinks is a losing battle. So I can feel how she was, affected by this more and more. I just had enough strength to go to work, and then just do my thing, and then go home and rest. The next day I would just be in bed the whole day. I couldn't really eat. I lost a lot of weight as well. I was really sad and depressed. Just a very, very difficult time. There's a sense of shared hopelessness, helplessness, shared powerlessness. When this pandemic hit, that was also about the time when my grandfather died. I just finished watching the videos of my grandfather's remains being brought to rest. I wish I wish that death could be postponed. We can't even go. We can't even go to see him one last time because we might be carriers of this virus. I do anything to be with my family in Laguna right now, to bury my grandfather with them, but I can't. As a pastor, I do all these services for people who die, but I can't even do it for my own grandfather. That was very tough. And I think that was probably the most powerless, helpless feeling I've had last year. So. My experience of losing my grandfather, my wife's testimony on what it means to be in the ICU, it all adds up to being in the right posture of vulnerability that in a way is necessary to actually truly unlock the meaning of grace. Oftentimes we think when we say grace of God, we associate it with good things like health, healing, prosperity, and wealth. But if you look at the scripture, one of the things that is made very clear is that grace becomes very much more evident through suffering. Understanding that God's plan goes through the cross allows us to appreciate suffering and put it in a good light.
I'm documenting the first time my husband is cooking for me. A day to remember. Baby, what can you say about having to cook your dinner?
You just have to do it, Just have to do it. Eating out so expensive, and make your wife happy.
How is it?
Ooh, it's crispy. Maybe I can recook this. I have to recook it. To get the feel of the beef to a level where I can fry it so that it doesn't curl up. So it's a little bit crispy before I fry it.
Here's the slim fry take 2. Did you taste it already?
I think it's good. It reminds me of waking up on Saturday morning for breakfast and your mama cooks for you some beef. So how it tastes like.
It's funny. You're commenting on your own cooking.
Now I can say with a straight face when people ask us who among you cooks, that's this guy. So
yeah, but the reason I was taking the video, because it's really the first time this guy tried to cook, because he never did before. For him to cook for me, that's really very special. So that's something worth documenting.
And so being stuck at home, I had to find creative ways to give her the support she needed, to focus on her, make life, a little bit more comfortable for her. I'm the frontliner to the frontliner. So I'm her line of defense. And that's actually why I learned I tried to learn how to cook, be her personal Netflix coordinator and what to watch. And, things that I never really, had to do before. And the motivation I had was to give her enough support, watch her back so that she could go back to the front lines and do her thing, So.
Yeah, so that's why it's really the two of us. Like, I'm the one in the front lines, but if he wasn't there, I couldn't have made it. My goodness. Sorry. So sabi ko, during that time, Zuriel was the one who makes me see things in a greater perspective and more through God's eyes and see that nothing is permanent. God will always be there to help you through whatever it is that you have to go through. And he just encouraged me and told me that God will not lead you to a place that's not his plan for you. But it's never going to be easy. To be there in the front lines, being an instrument of God's peace, it's something that will always be very special to me. That He has used me in that way, in that capacity, and it's just really a privilege for me. And I'm very blessed to be able to give in that way.
I think last year or the year 2020 will be highly remembered as possibly the darkest year of this century. And maybe 100 years from now, people will look back, talk about this generation as the survivors of the darkest year. What this story, what our story will be able to show is that it's not only a year of survivors, but it's also a year where God used people to be instruments of healing, of love, and light. So whatever we may face in the future, whatever would be the darkest year of the next century or the next generation, hopefully stories like this can help remind them that, not to give up, not to just be engrossed in the dark, but always look for the light. Yeah.
Thank you.